My name is Chef Dan McCowan, executive chef at Bloom Restaurant, Conestoga College's university campus. Today we're going to showcase a couple things from our most recent menu. One of my favorite things that we've been doing recently is to showcase a very humble ingredient, Brussels sprouts. Brussels sprouts are something that I always like to talk about for our menu, working with students and stuff like that, is I've noticed a trend in the last sort of like 10 years or so where we're really seeing with the shifting of food costs, the shifting of people's diets, a lot more vegetarian, a lot more vegetable focused items that are being shown in restaurants. And all of a sudden, these things that used to be when I was a kid, Brussels sprouts would be these boiled things on the side of your plate no one wanted to eat, to becoming a featured item on many menus, from fine dining menus to even like pubs will have, like, you know, fried Brussels sprouts and many different vegetables that are kind of sort of becoming the highlight of the dish. So today this is something that's no different. This is something that we're currently featuring on a Bloom menu as an appetizer, although I would say that this would be a perfect side dish for any time you're kind of cooking for friends, entertaining. If Christmas is coming up, Thanksgiving, if you just got a birthday and you want to, you know, have a bit of a showstopper side dish for vegetable, this is really going to be something that's going to be showcased well. Okay, so one of the other ingredients, the way things that work in Bloom, I always say is sort of the funnel of the entire culinary program, because all the things that get done in the program end up in Bloom for us to repurpose and to sell. From the pastries that come down and get sold in our grab-and-go cafe, to the different items that come from the butchery department, as well as our charcuterie program. So one of the other things that we're working with today is our house-made pancetta. For those who aren't familiar with pancetta, it's like an Italian style of bacon. Very, very similar to the bacon that we would have here. The biggest difference is that this is not smoked. This is just salted and cured and dried. So this is a raw product. Right now what we're going to do is we're going to kind of use a bit of that to elevate our Brussels sprouts. So a couple of ingredients that I have along the way here. We have a little bit of our rendered pork fat as well. Talk a lot in the restaurant about we don't want to waste anything, so when we render out our bacon and we do things like that, we always hang on to them. Something I do at home as well, if you ever make bacon and eggs for breakfast, save that bacon fat, use it on like roasted potatoes or roasted vegetables. You get a ton of flavor, and something that's going to really elevate your dishes as well. We have here some, one of my favorite ingredients ever since I was a kid is some apple butter. So this is something that is very, very traditional to the region here. St. Jacobs, we have actually in Elmira an apple butter festival that's super, super popular. This is one that we're making in Bloom with our students, but Wellesley apple butter, you see it at the grocery stores all over the Tri-Cities. Works really, really well for this dish. And then we have just a little bit of shallots, some preserved lemon, and then one of my favorite cheeses to use lately, this Grand Trunk cheese from St. Mary's, Ontario, from Stonetown Cheese. Almost like I say is like, it's like in the nature of a Gruyere cheese, like a Swiss cheese, but really like nice and firm, and I find I like to use it almost as a substitute for Parmesan when you're looking for something that's more locally used. So what we're going to do here today is, like I said, we're using this as a feature item, as an appetizer in the restaurant. So what we want to do with our vegetables is really, really elevate them. One thing that's, I kind of compare this to we're going to roast these Brussels sprouts with a little bit of our pancetta, and then we're going to toss it in the apple butter. Okay, so much akin like tossing chicken wings out of the fryer right into some nice barbecue sauce or hot honey glaze or something like that. It's really going to elevate the flavors of the Brussels sprouts. Anytime you're working with Brussels sprouts, one of the reasons that I love them so much is just all those layers that you're going to get with this small little cabbage is really going to hold a ton of flavor. So we have a bunch here, just our fresh Brussels sprouts. All I've done here is taken ones that we have cut in half, clean them up a little bit, and then blanch them in a little bit of hot water and allow them to chill. Whenever I'm doing a Brussels sprout that we're roasting, we're going to roast that on the open side down, and it's really going to help all those natural sugars in there to caramelize, and then you're going to get a ton of flavor as that caramelization and all those natural sugars crisp up in there. Okay, one of the reasons that when I mentioned how Brussels sprouts used to be sort of an afterthought is if you take one of these things and just boil it whole, you're not taking advantage of all those nice layers that are in there for building flavor, and they just sort of capture and hold a lot of water. So that's one reason why we'll blanch these ahead of time, allow them to dry completely, and then we'll put them in our pan and cook them, open side down. So all that nice pork fat that we have in there is going to all drink up into those layers and really get crispy and build like a little bit of layers of flavor. Just moving those in the pan and make sure that they're not sticking. Making sure there's a little bit of oil of fat of some kind. If you're not going to have any of the bacon fat, a little bit of olive oil is good for this as well. But just keeping an eye on there, making sure that there's enough in there to allow the caramelization. Okay, if your pan gets a bit dry, you're not going to get a nice flavor. You're going to get it just going to want to burn on you. But this is a good way just to impart those flavors. Okay, so there's certain things that I noticed that are very that traditional. I always say sort of like go together. But the pork and Brussels sprouts and maple are all things that kind of all work together. So if you don't have the apple butter, a little bit of maple syrup is always so good. Even just a little bit of bacon minced up and then tossed all the way through there would be really good. The pancetta that I showed you that we have from the program, what we've done is we've taken them on a slicer and just kind of cut them into strips for now for what we're going to do for this dish. Again, some of that fat already being in the dish, and then a little bit of this is just kind of go for garnish. Okay, cutting it up into little lardons, little small pieces, almost like bacon bits would work very well as well. And then you can just kind of toss them all through. For this purpose, we're going to put it on the side and as more like a garnish. Working in the restaurant, we always are thinking about presentation and final preparations that's going to be served to the guests in Bloom, so we want to make sure that we're also showcasing these things. If I was cooking this at home for my family, I would probably throw it all in one big pan and just serve it in a like family style kind of presentation. So as these are caramelizing, I'm just going to refresh this pancetta in the oven to get it nice and warm again. So you can see we're starting to get that really nice caramelization in the pan of the Brussels sprouts. So starting to get that real nice flavor on there. This is what you're looking for, really going to build those layers and layers of flavor. So we've done a couple different variations of a dish like this in Bloom. When you're living and working as a chef in Canada and Ontario, you really do follow the seasons with what's available. So all summer we have so much nice fresh produce to really select from. When it comes to the fall, it gets a little bit more limited, but this is one of those things every fall I get very excited to work with because they are so delicious and they really impart and like to hold a lot of flavor. So as you can see, we've got some really nice caramelization on that. Just going to let them roast a little bit on the other side as well, just to heat them all the way through. I'm going to take a little bit of our minced shallots in there and I'm going to add them in there. They're really diced small, so we don't want to burn them. We want to just kind of build a little bit of depth of flavor. Onions have that natural sweetness to them as well, but so we just want to have a little bit of that all tossed through there. I think this would be an excellent side dish for doing any sort of like roasted chicken, roasted duck. Works very well with pork as well. So I'm going to take a little bit of our apple butter now, and just like tossing, like I said, chicken wings out of the fryer, really it's going to get that really kind of working together. I wish you could smell all the delicious flavors that are coming out of here. We've got a little bit of like nutmeg and maple and cinnamon all in that apple butter. That once it hits the pan, really starts that caramelization. Really adds a lot of nice flavor to those Brussels sprouts. Just going to be a little pinch of salt and a little bit of black pepper on there as well. And just turn off that heat. Holy moly. We finished crisping up this pancetta. Okay, and now we can go to the plate. Okay, so I'm going to put that on there. Really I always say when we're doing our presentation, we want to showcase all of the different sides of the dish. So making sure we're not hiding those nice caramelized bits from the inside of the Brussels sprouts. Want to make sure that we really separate there so you can spread it out a little bit, fill that plate up. Okay, then we're going to take a little piece of our grand chunk cheese, like I said, like that, and we're just going to be very generous like that. We really want that to all melt nice. Have a nice coating of that, imparts such a nice depth of flavor. Okay, a little bit of our crispy pancetta. And then a couple other things that we have in the, one other really popular thing that I like to keep in the kitchen is this preserved lemon. Whenever you have some nice rich dishes like that, obviously this has been cooked with a little bit of pork fat, little bit of that cheese that's really going to be nice and rich on there. A little bit of that lemon, you could just use a fresh lemon zest, but we make this fermented preserved lemon in bloom because it works so well to really balance that richness of flavor. Really intense salted lemon, takes about a month to prepare it, but always great to have on hand, works with so many different applications. And then just a little bit of chopped chives. Okay, so that is our roasted Brussels sprouts with house-made pancetta and preserved lemon and stone trunk cheese. Come check it out at Bloom next time you're at the Waterloo campus.